Greetings, fellow YouTuber. Irv Lindsay here. That's right, it's another episode of Irv's Big Family Mystery. If you recall in the last episode, which there's an info link somewhere up at the top, click on it. Take you to the first episode if you haven't heard the story. I told the story of my grandpa Charlie, who got married to Grandma Henrietta. Grandma Henrietta was a Native American. Grandpa Charlie was, as far as I know, was a poor ne'er-do-well white dude. But there's one story, before I go on and tell the remainder of the story of Grandpa Charlie. Grandpa Charlie was a gambler, and he had a gambling partner. Now folks, people with gambling partners are up to no good. They're out to cheat other people out of their money. And on one particular occasion, now the two families must have been close, because as my grandma told the story, the gambling partner's family had come over to Grandpa Charlie's house. Wife, kids, baby, the whole lot. Grandpa Charlie was there, and very soon the gambling partners showed up, stumbling onto the property, pretty drunk, as the story goes. We don't know the names of these people, but the man calls out for Grandpa Charlie to come out. Charlie steps out onto the front porch. And words are exchanged. I can imagine it was heated. There was anger. I'm assuming that Grandpa Charlie cheated his partner out of some money. Well, the partner's drunk. He gets out his gun. He stumbles. He raises his gun. He aims. He fires. He misses. Does not hit Grandpa Charlie. However, the man, drunk as a skunk, hit his own baby, sitting inside the house laying in a crib, and killed it. Grandpa Charlie, not drunk, pulled out his gun, shot the man dead, and his body lay in the yard for a period of time. Depends on who tells the story. Some people say all weekend, some people say overnight, until the authorities can show up and do whatever the authorities do back in the early 1900s. Grandpa Charlie is in the 1900 census, married to my great-grandma. She is from Indian Territory, what they called, where they sent the Native Americans, which at the time she was born was basically the state of Oklahoma as the borders are drawn today. And I get conflicting information on where her parents were from. One of her parents was Native American, one of her parents was probably not. Grandpa Charlie, it's a toss-up. He's in the 1910 census again in the same county in north central northeast Texas. And however, that's not the only place Grandpa Charlie is in the 1900 census. See, in the 1900 census, at the same time that he was recorded as living with children and being married to my great-grandmother, another Charlie was recorded as being single and living with his family on the family farm. By 1920, Grandpa Charlie had disappeared, and so did Grandma Henrietta. We don't see her again until the census right before her death, and then she disappears, having married another man in the meanwhile. And so for almost a century, my parents, my aunt, the remainder of my family, and myself have researched, looking for Charlie, trying to find out what happened to him, but the man is a mystery. A complete and total enigma, and so is Grandma Henrietta. No proof that they ever lived or died except a census documentation. There's more to the story, my friends, more to the story. Erv's big family mystery. Who is Grandpa Charlie? Do I find him? Do I figure out who he is? Well, why, yes, I think I did figure out who he is, but I would also like to tell you about my aunt, who thought she knew who he was, too, and she came up with a different story than I did. I'll tell you about that in the next episode, which should be the last episode. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. Keep fighting the good fight, and I'll see you in the next video.